Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back, I'm not going anywhere. Boost! Peekaboo, I see you because I'm YouTube famous now. Available Spring Break 2024, the album. Dad, shimmy, shimmy, F. Rock on, gold dust, woman. Boost! How are you guys doing today? Okay, well, we are in Miami, Florida for Ultra Music Festival. Today is the first day of the festival. I didn't really think that I would be filming over here this weekend. I thought that I would be laying out by the pool. There was a big pool party that we were going to today, and then we were gonna go to the festival tonight for the first night. Unfortunately, it is like 75 and pouring down rain in Miami, Florida. So, we ate a little lunch and then we came back to the room. My husband is watching some TikToks in the other part of the room, and I have to tell you, I looked everywhere in this hotel room to try to find the perfect place with the best lighting to film a video, and right here going into the bathroom is the best place to film a video. I have like the curtains like halfway closed, so the lighting's okay. I know the lighting is horrible. I know that it's probably echoing like crazy. Listen, I'm not even gonna apologize for it because I'm doing the best that I can. We even have our rain ponchos for the, my husband went over to the CVS this morning. He was so sweet to go get these ponchos. The lightweight and durable, water resistant, compact size, reusable pouch, emergency poncho, not sponsored, no affiliate link in the comment section below, but he got 4 of these because it's supposed to rain tomorrow too. It's supposed to rain during the day tomorrow, and then tomorrow night it's supposed to be like clear. So, and then Sunday, which is the big day of the festival, is supposed to be partly sunny, partly cloudy all day, but not a lot of rain. So fingers crossed, the rain will slow down. But that's not going to stop us. That's not going to stop. That's not going to slop us, and that's not going to stop us. Okay? Eat, sleep, rave, repeat. So that's what we're doing this weekend. We're down in Miami, Florida. If you see me at the music festival, if you're there, I'm sure if you're going, you're probably not watching this video right now. But if you see me in Miami, come up and say hi. I don't bite. I know some people think that I do. Speaking of some people, actually, it's funny because I wasn't sure if I was like, I didn't know which video I was going to film over here next. And I actually have a video that I outlined sitting on our patio last night while I was watching 28 Days, the movie with Sandra Bullock about going to treatment. I hadn't watched that film in like years. And I mentioned on my vlog, I think it was like a week ago, that I was like wanting to watch a bunch of recovery movies because I kind of go through phases where I watch them and I don't, unless they're recommended to me and they're new. So I was like looking at a lot of like recovery movies that I had never seen before, and so I screenshot them and I was going to go and watch them, and 28 Days came up and I was like, I haven't seen that movie in so long and it's so great. And so I was like, I think that I am going to, make this video about sobriety, because my mind was just like all over the place, and I've had some really cool things that have happened recently related to my sobriety and meeting people out in public that just came up to me and shared their sobriety stories. And, you know, I just kind of forgot like what it was like when I first got sober and like the struggle and how hard it was. And sometimes I take that for granted, even though I know a lot of people are like, Peter, you talk about your sobriety so much. My sobriety is literally the biggest priority in my life, you know. I share a lot that one of the things that I learned when I got sober was that my sobriety has to be a priority to me, because if I'm not sober, I don't have anything else. I don't have my marriage, I don't have relationships with my friends or family, I wouldn't be on YouTube filming videos, I wouldn't get to travel, I wouldn't have anything. But even, like, that's on a big level of the gifts that I've received in my sobriety. There's so many other things, you know, that I want to share in this video. So I have this whole video outlined that I wanted to do about my sobriety. So that video is coming up. Now, I don't know if I'm going to film over here tomorrow and Sunday. It's going to have a lot to do with the weather and things like that, because trust, if the weather's nice, we're going to be by the pool. If the weather's nice, we're going to be at the festival. So I won't be filming videos. I didn't film a vlog last night because we were just like, we got room service and we were resting in the room and things like that. So I was like, I'm just going to take the day off from vlogging. But I think I'm going to turn around after I film this drama video and film a vlog, and then we're going to get ready to go to the festival in the rain with our ponchos on. Not sponsored. They should be, though. You know what? I should probably affiliate link these things, but I'm not going to. Okay, so I was talking about people that think that I bite. So I want to address something over here. First of all, I have asked... well, I do want to say that yesterday I did this video, which was going to be a Q&A addressing questions that people had always been afraid to ask me, and it turned into me talking, I need a little bit more lip gloss, I think, getting into this video today. It ended up me talking about a lot of online hate that I receive. And you know, it's hard. And you guys were so supportive. I just want to say that. I am so grateful for the audience that I have. I'm so appreciative of you guys. I don't think you really have any idea. You know, I went into 2024 with 2 goals. And my 2 goals for 2024, I went in with a lot of goals, but my 2 main goals were, number 1, to stay present in the present moment. You know, I've learned through several things, most, I think, the accident, that we're never promised tomorrow, and we never are promised the condition of what tomorrow will look like. And so going into 2024, I was like, I want to live in the present moment. I want to appreciate each and every single moment that I have, and not take it for granted. And I want to live the best life that I possibly can, that I was given, you know, and stay in the moment and enjoy just, you know, a cup of coffee or a lunch with my husband or laying in the bed or hanging out with my friends. I want to take more risks and be more spontaneous, and I want to, you know, open myself up to other friendships down the road and things like that, and new relationships. I'm very, like, guarded with safety in my life, you know, and I don't leave my house a lot, and I don't meet a lot of new people and make new relationships, and I feel like that's something that I need to do going into 2024, you know, is to expand my life a little bit. And so that was one of my goals, was to stay in the present and to live the best life that I possibly could, that I was, you know, so graciously given each and every day. And the second goal was that I wanted to go into 2024 not really focusing a lot on negativity that I receive online. I want to say some things, as I say, without getting into the meat and potatoes of all that. It is, yes, still being dealt with behind the scenes. That's one thing I've chosen I'm not going to talk about online anymore. I think that what happened last year, and I explained this in the video yesterday, and you guys were so kind. You're like, if this is where you are and this is what you need to talk about it, talk about it. The thing is that I could probably talk about it every single day, you know, and I don't want to be there. I want to focus on the positive that I receive and the graciousness from all of you guys. And I could literally be making 5 videos a day, addressing all the lies and addressing all of the things that people are, you know, putting out there and whatever. And, you know, there's always this comparison of, like, Peter's disingenuous and comparing me to this person that I have talked about. Or Peter is this person, blah, 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 whatever. What's interesting to me about that is that, like, I come out with my full face. I'm not hiding behind anything. And I address these people. And I say that this is my issue with them and whatever. They rarely, if ever, these public figures, huge, on 10 times, 100 times bigger level than me, right? Ever come out and address these things that I think are very serious. We're not talking about, you know, something they said in a video and then 5 years ago they said something different in a video, okay? I'm talking about huge, you know, inconsistencies and people that they support currently. Not 2 years ago, not 2 months ago, not 5 years ago, not a year ago, not 10 years ago, but today they're consistently doing those things, right? And yet those are the standards that I'm being held to, you know, like, oh, Peter's a liar, Peter's a hypocrite, Peter's this, blah, 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 whatever. And the thing is that I feel this need because I feel like, I mean, I have 7 channels and my voice is all I have, right? So if people feel this way, or they feel like I'm disingenuous, or they feel like I'm lying or whatever, then I feel like to have any kind of credibility, I have to come out and address these things, right? And I felt like that for a long time. I feel like after today, I'm gonna show you guys how you do it, because none of these public figures will. They always want to say I'm a hypocrite because I call out this person, but I'm doing similar things. So I'm gonna show you how you can do it. Okay, this was brought to me late last night, and then I'm done doing it. I'm done explaining periods of my life. I am done with people that are consumed with me. This is it. I'm not addressing it again. I'm just not, okay? There are tons of people out there that don't address shit ever, right? They just like, and very serious stuff, and they don't ever address it. And the reality is, because I call those people out, I feel like I have this in me, this need to respond to people, especially people that, like, when I look at the comments, like, they might have a critical comment, but the last 5 or 10 have been very, very nice. And so I'm like, well, I owe it to this person to explain my stance or why I feel this way, right? But then there are things that are brought to me, and I'm just like, this is ridiculous, you know? So I was sent by numerous people. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm asking you, unless it's on a level that is so serious that I have to address, please do not send me this bullshit anymore, okay? I don't read the things that are written about me. I don't watch the videos, you know, unless every once in a while I'm like, okay, this is somebody that, like, I care what they have to say. Typically, I don't watch them. I know that their whole channel is dedicated to me. I do not care, okay? I don't want it sent to me. If it's sent to me and somebody says you really need to look at this, then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I need to look at it. Maybe I need to address it. So let me explain to you. The haters out there think they got a real gotcha moment the other day, apparently. This was all sent to me last night, okay? While I'm in Miami, trying to enjoy my vacation, I got sent this by numerous people. I'm starting to think that the people that are sending it to me are part of, because people were speculating like they want you to talk about him. I know they want me to talk about him. I'm not stupid, okay? What they don't want is, they don't want me, and then when I say this in a video, they're going, oh, you're doxing me. When these people have literally doxed me, my public information, obituaries of people that are not public figures, medical records, court records, I mean, that is literally the epitome of doxing, okay? I mean, like, legal pursuit doxing, right? But when you have social media websites that are public record that anybody can find, that are linked to other things, okay, that you think you've changed so nobody can find it, that shows how bigoted, homophobic, transphobic, racist, I mean, on and on and on. I mean, how horrific of a person that you are. I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, do you want me just to say who you really are? Because, first of all, that's not doxing, because you have now made yourself a public figure, and then we'll just let the people decide. We'll let the people decide if you, with your transphobic, homophobic, bigoted, racist, horrifically racist, okay, remarks are worse than me changing my opinion over 2 to 3 years, or saying one thing in a vlog 1 year and one thing in a vlog another year. We'll let the people decide. How about that? And then we'll let, you know, because the people that are supporting those people, you're just as bad. Look into who you're supporting, okay? I'm just going to say that. But since this was brought to my attention, I'm going to show you how it can be done by these people that are public figures out there that I make videos about, that every other drama video makes videos about, but apparently Peter Monn, okay, is the only person that gets hate for it. So, this was brought to my attention. So, this is so fucking ridiculous. Okay, apparently, I don't even know how they found this. You know, this is what's interesting to me. Like, I said this in my video the other day about Jeffree Star, right? It's always circling. So then, I address it about Jeffree Star, then they talk about somebody else, and they talk about somebody else, right? So I said in my video the other day that, like, I don't even remember the last thing that I watched of Jeffree Star's or looked into, you know? Somebody sent me the fact that Rich Lux made a video about the fact that Jeffree Star got married to somebody. I don't know if it's clickbait. I have not watched the video, okay? I haven't looked into it. I haven't looked at Jeffree Star's TikToks, his tweets. I haven't looked at his YouTube videos. I haven't looked into that. I can tell you, I definitely am not looking through every single video of Jeffree Star's from the last 20 years or 10 years to try to find inconsistencies and things. But apparently, somebody found on an older video of mine where James Charles had made a comment and I had pinned that comment, all right? Let me know what video it is. This is the other thing that's always crazy to me is they're always like over here, this online chatter, right? Like, right? Like, just bring it to my attention and I'll address it or I'll deal with it, right? Y'all think that, like, they're like, oh my God, like, Peter calls out Raw Beauty Kristi, Peter calls out this person, Peter calls out that person, and he has a pinned comment from James Charles on his video from 5 years ago. Oh my God, you got me. You got me. You think I fucking want a pinned comment from James Charles on one of my videos? You know, let me know what video it is, and I will unpin that. Oh, better yet, what I'll do is, I'll just block James Charles from my drama channel, and then that video, that comment will just come down, as will any other comments that he's ever left on any of my, on my drama channel, and then he won't be able to leave a further comment. But here's how you address it, okay? I'm not going to apologize for having a pinned comment on my video of James Charles, okay? I don't think that deserves an apology. I have made it very, very clear my relationship with James Charles in the past, okay? And that there was a period of time where I did talk to James Charles and gave him suggestions. He asked me for suggestions. He never took them, but I gave him suggestions in the past, okay? There was also a period of time, and I've talked about this in numerous videos, where James Charles had reached out to myself and Sam here for the tea to be part of a docu-series where he was going to fly us out to Los Angeles. He was going to interview us, and then in turn, we were going to interview him, okay, about drama and whatever. It was going to be this 10-part series leading up to the release of his Morphe palette. Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star told him he shouldn't do that. That wasn't a good idea, okay? Which is interesting because then Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star turned around and they did that docu-series, right? But they told James Charles he shouldn't do that. James Charles had that idea about 2 years before Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. Now, I'm not saying that James Charles is a good person. I think y'all know I think he's not. But the reality is he was creative enough to come up with that idea 2 years before Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, who I believe stole that idea from James Charles, okay? What ended up happening was this turned into this whole fiasco where Sam and I were going to sit down in this room, and then it turned into Shane telling James that all the beauty influencers, Manny, Laura, Tati, Jeffree, all these people would be on one side, and Sam would be, and I would be on the other side, and we would get to ask them questions, but then they would get to turn and ask us questions, okay? This was at a period of time where Sam and Jeffree Star were going at it. And Sam would get a lot of online hate from the lovers of Jeffree Star, right? And she said, I'm not willing to do that unless there's some NDA signed that says something, or there was some NDA that came into this whole fact, but something about like, I have last edit or whatever. That was never gonna happen, and so Sam was like, I'm out. This is literally like the day. I was supposed to fly out there, fly back, and then my husband and I were supposed to go to the Dominican Republic or something like that on a vacation. That same day. I was going to fly in, stay at the airport, and fly out with my husband on another trip. That's how willing I was to do this. Thank God I didn't do that now. Thank God Peter Munn's not in a James Charles docuseries. You want to talk about Miss Bullets? I feel thankful for that, okay? I feel very thankful to Sam for that. She saw through it. I mean, she was saying to me, Peter, I don't think this is a good idea. I don't think we should do this, blah, 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 whatever. And it was coming down to the very last minute that we were going to do it, right? And then she pulled out, and then I pulled out, and that was how the whole thing happened. And we ended up doing it, and Shane Dawson convinced James Charles. This all happened with like literally the day before we were supposed to leave. Shane Dawson talked to James Charles and told him he didn't think that he should go through with the docuseries. James Charles decided that he wasn't going to do it. Sam said she didn't want to do it, and I was like, if Sam's not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. Those three things happened at the same time. I made that relationship with James Charles in my interactions with James Charles in the past very, very clear. I've even told you the timeline of when I talked to James Charles, okay? And the last time I believe I talked to him was in the parking lot of Walmart up the street from me right before he went to Australia, or while he was in Australia. And I was like, James, this does not look good. You need to address these situations that are going on. And James said, I said something about, what do your PR people say? And James said to me, I've mentioned this in many videos. And James Charles said to me, I don't have any PR people. None of us do. Jeffree doesn't. I don't. None of us do. None of us have PR people. And I said, well, you need to get somebody straight out of school and put them on a retainer. You have enough money to have a PR person, right? That was the last conversation that I had with James Charles, I believe. So, does it surprise me that within that period that he left a comment on one of my videos and I pinned it? Absolutely not. It doesn't surprise me one bit, you know? Not one bit. And as soon as this video is done, I will be blocking James Charles from my drama channel, and I can tell you those comments will be coming down. So in case you want to know that that's performative, I don't want anybody to get misconstrued information to think that I support James Charles. I have made it very, very clear, okay, that for years I have not supported James Charles. I made it very clear. I made full videos about it, all right? Call me a hypocrite if you want to, because you want to compare me to calling out Raw Beauty Kristi. But let's look at the differences between me and Raw Beauty Kristi, okay? Raw Beauty Kristi said that she was going to unfollow him on Twitter, but she was afraid that it would look performative. I did this years ago. I'm being completely transparent on video and telling you I was not aware that that comment was pinned up there, okay? Had I known that, I would have removed that pinned comment years ago when I started talking about James Charles. You think that I want any kind of alignment with James Charles after everything I talk about him? Ooh, you got me. You got me, girl. I'm such a hypocrite because I got a pinned comment from 5 years ago from James Charles, right? You could have just DM'd me and been like, hey, just want to make you aware. I think you're the hypocrite of the world because on this video, you have a pinned comment from James Charles. And I would have said, hey, I can understand how that's hypocritical. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to delete that and I'll address it in a video. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Oh, no, but you got you a gotcha moment, didn't you, girl? You got you a gotcha moment. Oh, my Lord, you got me, girl. Oh, my God. Okay, so let's talk about another difference, all right? I found this out last night, 2 o'clock in the morning, while I was watching 28 Days on my patio, okay, of my hotel room. That was last night at 2 o'clock in the morning. It is currently 4:30, all right? This is the first chance I've had to film a video since last night. I turned around and I addressed it within 14 hours. How long has Raw Beauty Kristi had to come out and address this? Her alignment with James Charles? Raw Beauty Kristi's come out and talked about her unpopular opinion. She's come out and talked about all kinds of people that are very similar to James Charles in numerous videos and has never addressed it, will not address it, has comments blocked on her channel, okay? Come over and leave whatever comments you want to leave about my channel, about me supporting James Charles. Leave whatever comments you want, okay? Because those comments will not be deleted or blocked. Leave whatever comments you want, okay? People can say what they want to say over here. So, whatever, you know? Leave whatever comments you want about me supporting James Charles. Those comments will remain, all right? So I just want to put that out there. I'm not blocking James Charles' name or not addressing it. That's the other difference between me and you, okay? Or me and Kristi. And I think y'all want me to hate Kristi. I don't hate Kristi, okay? I loved and supported Kristi for a very long time. There's a difference, okay? When people were talking about Jeffree Star the other day, and people were saying to me, like, oh, you hate this man, blah, blah, blah. I don't hate Jeffree Star. I don't love him. I don't hate him. I'm indifferent to Jeffree Star. He is a public figure that I have no relationship with whatsoever, and I am reporting on as a drama channel, a gossip tea channel. That's it, right? Kristi, I feel a little bit different about. We never really had any real interactions other than maybe one DM or something like that, or she would tweet me out, or she said something about me in a video. Somebody sent me this thing the other day that she said something about lie straight from the pit. She was reviewing this mop vacuum cleaner or something, and she said it's lie straight from the pit of hell. And somebody sent it to me, and they said, I've never heard anybody else say that besides you. Kristi must have got that from you. Go find where lie straight from the pit of hell is in there. My mother made that comment up. She used to say that years ago. That's why I say that. I say lie straight from the pit of hell. Of course Kristi's watching me. I know she's watching me. Hey, Kristi, how are you? Girl, I don't have any hard feelings towards you. I don't want to talk to you. Because you wasted an hour of my life, okay? I don't have hours of my life to waste anymore. Definitely not on somebody that's going to ask me for a bunch of advice. And listen, I don't care that she didn't take my advice. She would have been faring a lot better had she, probably, okay? But she didn't want to take my advice. That's on her. Do what you want to do, girl. But no, I don't have any hatred in my heart for Kristi, okay? I still really like Kristi. You know, am I disappointed? There's a difference between dislike and disappointment. I'm disappointed in Kristi. I thought a lot about Kristi. I thought she was somebody that would come out and address it. And I've just shown you how easy it is to fucking address it. You know? You think I want a pinned comment of James Charles up on one of my old videos? No, but if somebody had gotten a video and said, Peter Monn has a pinned comment on such and such video, I'd come out and address it. Somebody brought it to my attention last night, 2 o'clock in the morning. Here I am addressing it, okay? I think I got 3 DMs from people last night, 2 o'clock in the morning plus. Here I am the next day addressing it. I ain't afraid, I ain't hiding, I ain't running, I ain't hiding behind 30, 40 different fake accounts. Listen, I ain't got time for that, okay? You want to spend your time on your gotcha moments? Yeah, you got me. Okay, I have a pinned comment from James Charles. I ain't afraid to get in a video and talk about it, you know? Somebody responded on my video yesterday and they said, Peter, I appreciate so much that you're willing to come out and address things authentically that other people won't. Hey, here I am. What do you want me more to talk about? I've talked about my marriage and how it was really bad at one point. We've gone into marriage counseling and saved our marriage. You think our marriage is perfect? No. We still have our ups. We still have our downs. You know, I've talked about my mother's death and how that affected me. I've talked about coming out. I've talked about being bullied. I talked and addressed about my shitty behavior in the past and all the things that I've done, okay? You know, I've talked about my relationships with other people. It's never enough, right? It's never enough. It's always these gotcha moments, you know? On and on and on. I've even emphatically talked about, you know, or like profoundly talked about my situation with the accident, my feelings towards it, my remorse and my guilt, and yet it's still thrown up in my face, right? It's never enough, which is why today, on this James Charles situation, I'm done, okay? I'm not addressing it anymore. Get you all your gotcha moments you want, okay? Like I said in my video the other day, this is a buffet for the haters, and I hope you choke on it. Choke on your gotcha moments. I don't really care. The difference between me and you is, I ain't obsessed with these people because I turn off the camera and I'm done, okay? Unless I'm researching something for a video. I ain't trying to get gotcha moments. I ain't going back in these people's tweets 10 years ago and looking through their videos from 10 years ago unless somebody points me in that direction. I ain't trying to get gotcha moments. I'm trying to educate the audience on who these people are today, not who they were 5 years ago. And in fact, I did a video not too long ago talking about Shane Dawson, Trisha Paytas, all these people, comparing them to Jeffree Star, talking about them, like, should they be compared on their behavior today and judged for their behavior today, or should they be judged on their behavior from 10 years ago? I hope I'm not judged on my behavior from 10 years ago. I hope somebody's judging me on my behavior of who I am today and who I was 10 years ago and how I'm in today. And going forward, that's how I will be judging people, you know? And I said in that video, whether you like it or not, and I know the Trisha people that don't like her, they don't like this, okay? But I think that Trisha Paytas has grown quite a bit as a person and shown that. Do I think she still does some problematic shit? Yes, but nothing compared to where she was 10 years ago, okay? Shane Dawson is a much different person than he was 10 years ago. I think he's shown a lot of growth. Jeffree Star, I think that he just has learned to stay out of some trouble, but every time he opens his mouth, he gets himself into trouble. That shows me that he hasn't really grown a lot, okay? But no, I don't want to compare somebody to who they were 5 or 10 years ago. I mean, yes, I think it's a good reference point from time to time, but I would rather look at who that person is today and what they're doing, which is why I bring up relevant situations. Find a pinned comment from James Charles in one of my videos for the last 2 years since I've been talking about him. How about this? I really focused hard on James Charles and Colleen Ballinger from the last year. I've even made it, I've been completely transparent and even said that I used to DM Colleen Ballinger. Told her congratulations on your Netflix series, on and on and on. I don't have a problem coming out and being transparent about that. But the second that I couldn't support her or endorse her anymore, I unfollowed her. You know, and made it very, very clear. I am not afraid to show where my alliance is, you know? So let's talk about something else for a second. Okay, so I got a couple DMs from people yesterday, and I also got a couple comments on my video. I think it was just like 2 comments. And one of them was from somebody that's very nice, has followed me for a long time, saying that I was getting a lot of information wrong about Joey Graceffa, and when I talked about his coming out with this movie, Escape the Night, whatever. So, I did this video the other day, and I was talking about Rylan Adams and Lizzie's Christmas movie, and that they didn't get the funding for it, and so that movie was not going to happen. And I talked about Joey Graceffa, and I talked about about the fact that Joey Graceffa raised $156,000. He wanted to raise either $500,000 or $1 million for a movie, okay? And I was talking about, like, there's a lot you can do with $156,000. And I feel like he is lacking creativity and being innovative and saying that now what he's saying is you're not going to get a 45 or a 60-minute movie. What you're going to get is a 20-minute movie, a 20-minute short film, okay? And I was like, you can't come up with more than that. And I cited many examples of major blockbusters that were made on less money than $156,000, many of which were even current films, right? To show that with creativity, now you're talking about somebody, all right, that has multiple channels on YouTube, has been on YouTube for over 10 years, has supposedly written fantasy books that were bestsellers, okay? Has written an autobiography, has produced and written this series that has 4 series on YouTube, or seasons on YouTube, and was successful. This person can't come up with enough creativity and enough people that will, and figuring out a way to do that with $156,000. And so what people were sending me, they were like, well, you don't realize what the budget was of Escape the Night. I don't remember addressing what the budget was of Escape the Night. I don't remember addressing that in my video. If I did, then I don't remember that, okay? But I want to go into this and I want to talk about this for a second because I'm going to explain to you how I would, since Joey Graceffa can't come up on it on his own, I'm going to explain to you how you can make a 90-minute follow-up film, Escape the Night, the movie, with $156,000. I'm going to explain that to you, how I would do it, okay? And I literally came up with this on my patio last night in 5 minutes. It took me 5 minutes of research and 5 minutes of keeping notes. Here are my notes right here on it, okay? So let's go in here and say, I looked, and the average cost of an independent film in 2024 is approximately $500,000 to $3 million. But a lot of people do it for a lot less. Okay, now these are independent films that are nominated for the Academy Awards, that are nominated for SAG Awards, that are nominated for Golden Globes and things like that. We're not necessarily talking about a follow-up movie to the 4 seasons on YouTube of Escape the Night. We're not talking about that, okay? I'm not dogging it. I'm not downing it. I'm just saying we're not talking about a major motion picture like that, okay? We're talking about a follow-up to a 4-part series, okay? I actually looked in here, and Moonlight in 2016, which was nominated for Best Picture, was filmed for a budget of $1.51 million. Hold on a second. Yeah, at $1.5 million, okay? It was an hour and 51 minutes long, okay? Joey's movie will be 20 minutes, right? So it is literally approximately 5 times less than Moonlight will be, timing-wise, right? Okay, so let's talk about this. When you divide it by that, it's about $300,000, okay, for 20 minutes of Moonlight, right? Joey Graceffa raised $156,000. I'm not really sure why he couldn't put any of his own money into his own passion project that he wanted to do for his audience, okay? I'm not really clear about that. But as somebody that actually did look into this and said I was going to completely self-fund whatever project I was going to do, I did look into locations of renting Airbnbs, renting locations like that, what I would have to do, how I would get people to do it. I had so many people that volunteered to me to do hair and makeup, that were actors, that were editors, that videographers, that were willing to do that. Now, I'm not a YouTuber on the level of Joey Graceffa, okay? The exposure that those people are going to get to be able to put it on their resume is a lot less that they're going to get from me than it would be for Joey Graceffa. But I got a lot of people that reached out to me. After I made the video talking about it the other day, I got somebody else that said something to me from Minnesota that she was an actress and was willing to do this. I mean, I've had so many people reach out to me to volunteer their services that I would not have to pay for whatsoever, except to have their name in the credits, and they could put it on their resume. This is going to stop. Hold on a second. So it's all about, to some degree, being creative with what you're, given, right? Okay. So since people said that I did not give my information right, I wanted to go in and I wanted to do a little bit of research about this, okay? It's interesting to me, I will say this, that, like when I was talking about Joey Graceffa the other day, people say that I didn't get the facts right when it came to the amount of money that each episode cost. But when I came out and I talked about the fact that Joey Graceffa got in a vlog, okay, which people are like, Peter, I thought you'd be more fair to him. It was such a heartfelt vlog. He got in the vlog and he said that he could not sell his house right now in California, which is why he was renting it out to 3 to 9 months, that he was staying in London, okay, for 3 to 9 months because he wanted to get away from people. He couldn't sell his house because this is not a good market to sell a house, right? Now, I cited from my cousin, who's been a real estate agent for 28 years, that this is a seller's market, okay? Because there is low inventory in houses. This is from an expert, okay? If you read the book Blank, it says that you do something every single day for over 20 years, you're considered an expert in that field. She would be considered an expert in her field of real estate because she's been doing it for 28 years, okay? She knows many different markets, including the California market, and she has friends that work in California as real estate agents because she refers to people there, okay? I said to her, could a $3 to $5 million house sell in California? And she said, easily, right now, easily, especially just depending on the state of it. Joey Graceffa just redid his house, okay? I went and I looked. Joey Graceffa bought his house in 2018 for $4.45 million. It is exactly in the middle of that price point that I asked Caroline if they could sell that house for, and she said immediately, okay? So Joey Graceffa got in a vlog and absolutely lied, right? Didn't say, well, it is a seller's market, I just don't want to sell my house right now. So he's talking about all these different things. He's renting a 3-floor Airbnb, and people are wondering why he can't put his own money into his own project when he could literally sell his house. I've known people that have sold their houses for their dream projects, okay? I've known that. Not to mention, most artists out there that are so passionate about their projects that they're doing are people that, they are willing to work 2 and 3 jobs, live in a studio apartment with 3 people. They're willing to do anything for their passion of their art, okay? For me, it's not just that, but it's also when you have an audience that has literally paid your bills to live in a 3-floor Airbnb with 2 bedrooms that you don't need except for somebody's going to come stay with you for a week, and on and on and on, and travel around the world and film videos whenever you want. And the only time you put out a vlog is because you have to do a sponsorship. Let's just call it for what it is. Since you all want to say I didn't do my research on Joey Graceffa, let's call it for what it is. He gets in the vlog and he apologizes for not having vlogged for a long time, and the first thing he does is a sponsorship on a game, okay? He has a sponsorship of a game that he says he always plays on the train. Incidentally, when he's in the train and he shows himself on the train, he don't show himself playing the game. That's what I would have done. Okay, that would have been like, hey, look, I play this game all the time. Now, I get offered those game sponsorships all the time. You know why you never see a game sponsorship on Peter Monn's channel? Because I don't play those fucking games. And you know what? Neither does Joey Graceffa, because you ain't never seen one of those games that he does a sponsorship for unless it's a dedicated video on his gaming channel. No, he's playing Minecraft and stuff like that over there. Let's call it for what it is. Y'all wanted me to do my research on Joey Graceffa, so here you go. I did my research on Joey Graceffa, okay? So like I said, Moonlight in 2016, which was nominated for a Best Picture. We're not talking about a follow-up to a TV show on YouTube, okay? Not even a Netflix series, not a Hulu original series or an Apple series, on YouTube, okay? The budget was $1.5 million. Joey's movie will be 20 minutes, okay? So we're not talking Oscar-worthy and all that kind of stuff, right? Okay. Why, if I looked up his net worth. His net worth is approximately $12 million, and this was 2 years ago, okay? Not counting his house, which will probably sell for $5 million, which means he's a net worth of probably $17 million, and that's probably low. He can't put $150,000 to match the funds of his audience into his own movie, so it would come up with $300,000, which would match 20 minutes of Moonlight. Then we better get an Oscar-worthy movie, okay, is what I'm saying about this. So let's do the math on how I would spend the $156,000 to make a 90-minute Escape the Night movie with the money my generous fans, okay, donated to my passion position. Now, I want to say this, okay? People were telling me that, and I looked it up, and the only place you can find it is on Reddit threads, which get everything wrong anyway, and there's a bunch of lies over there, but it did link to sources, I think 1 or 2 sources, that estimated that YouTube gave Joey and his team $10 million per episode for Escape the Night. There were 8 episodes per season, which meant that he had a budget of $80 million, okay? So what people were saying that I was getting wrong was, Joey only has $156,000. How is he supposed to replicate this on a budget of $156,000? Well, I don't know about Joey Graceffa, but I'll tell you how Peter Monn would do it. So I went in here and I looked, okay, and I went in and I looked up castles in the United States that you can order or that you can book for Airbnbs, okay? The castles range in price from anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a night. So I said, let's average it out at $700, okay? And we will book for 3 weeks, okay? Well, actually, that didn't, how did I do this math? $21,000. Well, I said $21,000 for the castle. Oh, 21 days at 1,000. I put it at the highest mark, okay? There's castles all over the United States that you can find, okay? For $500 to 1,000. I went on the high level and said $21,000, okay? That's 3 weeks at the best castle you can find in the United States, okay? Then go in here and hair. Well, I mean, you can reach out to hairstylists and ask them to donate their time to get their name. Joey Graceffa has a huge following, okay? A movie of his first episode of Escape the Night got 18 million views. You do all the hair for that, or your team does all the hair for that, that is huge resume building thing, okay? There are a lot of people that reached out to me, I ain't Joey Graceffa, that were willing to donate hair, makeup, and acting time, okay? So I know that he could find somebody out there that could do hair. Half of his friends are makeup artists. You taught me Manny MUA ain't willing to donate? I mean, listen. He could use the views, okay, to help him with Escape the Night. If he did all the imaginary makeup on Escape the Night, Joey Graceffa can't find an up-and-coming makeup artist that would like the exposure to be on Escape the Night. Okay. The costumes, well, I'll give that $10,000. You find you a costume student that's straight out of school or still in school, give them $10,000. I think for 8 actors, I think that is overly fair, okay? Script, well, you're creative enough. You've written, I think at this point, 4 books. You should be able to write the script yourself, you know? Okay. Editing, I'm going to be fair on this and give an editor $20,000. But let's not forget that Joey Graceffa is a YouTuber with over 10 years of experience that does edit his videos, unlike me, okay? I'm not hiring any editor. So, Joey Graceffa, I'll give that person $20,000. A videographer, because Joey can't be acting, directing, writing, doing all this kind of stuff. For 3 weeks, let's do $40,000. That is overly fair by the prices that I looked. I am doing over the amount of money on this, okay? Special effects, friends or students. Go to film schools. You live in LA, go to those film schools there. There's students that just for the name, the reputation, would be willing to do that. Actors, you don't need to have mainstream actors in this. How much is Rosanna Pansino charging you? Okay, if Rosanna's like, well, I won't do it for less than $100,000, I'd be like, girl, sorry, you ain't gonna be in Escape the Night the movie. Okay, I'll find somebody else. You can't find enough YouTubers. How about this? How about you have half YouTubers and half actors and do some competition that run it for your fans that would love to be an Escape the Night movie, okay? Instead of a Patreon where you can be a producer, that means absolutely nothing. Why don't you actually run a competition where you have people send in audition tapes and they can be in your movie? 4 people, match with 4 YouTubers that are willing to do it for free. There, then you don't have to pay anybody, okay? But wait, let's wait about the payment part of that, okay? Special effects, you could get friends or students to do that, okay? And the food, I'm going to be fair on this. If we're talking about 21 days, how about $1,000 a day for food, which means $21,000. When you add that all up, it comes to $112,000, all right? Which means you have $34,000 for extra. Now, Joey hasn't put a cent in it yet, right? For extras, materials, props, whatever else, okay? If you put in $20,000, if you go over your budget of your own money, okay? So let's just say he has to put in $20,000. That's $54,000, almost $60,000. All he has had to put into this was $20,000. He might not even have to put into that if he's money. I went high on this money, okay? So let's first of all say that you could get this movie sponsored. There's enough people at 18 million views for the first episode, okay, of Escape the Night, that there is no way if you showed somebody that, and you're Joey Graceffa, and you're going to have major YouTubers in this, that you couldn't get this thing sponsored. You could have product placement all over the place, okay? Trust me, you could do it with Pepsi or Coca-Cola. You could reach out to anybody and have product placement all over this place. That would be easy to get this video sponsored, okay? At a lot, for 18 million views, you have no idea what sponsorships pay for these kinds of things, okay? You could get a lot of money. Not to mention that you already said you're going to put it up on your YouTube channel, which means you're going to be making AdSense off of this. So let's just go back. The first episode of Escape the Night was 18 minutes, 20-some minutes long, all right? So if it's true that you, like I've heard this estimate set out there, I don't agree with this estimate. I actually think it's a lot higher than this estimate, but let's just say this. That you make $1,000 per 100,000 views, then you got 18 million views in your first video, right? So that's an estimate of about $180,000 minimum, okay? Not counting the watch time, which would be longer in a longer film. Most people aren't going to watch 6 minutes of a movie, and be out, okay? The majority of the people that are going to be there to watch the Escape the Night movie are going to watch the majority of it, okay? But like, for example, on my vlogs are about an hour long, 45 minutes to an hour. I can tell you that my watch time on my vlogs is anywhere between like 25 to 45 minutes on an hour vlog, okay? A vlog, not a movie that people aren't going to check out at 40 minutes unless it's horrific, okay? And walk out of the YouTube movie theater, you know? So let's be fair, okay? And say that on a 90-minute film, his watch time is half, which would be 45 minutes, okay? But it's a movie, so most people would be watching more of that. Now you're talking about more AdSense, okay? The longer your watch time, the more AdSense that you're going to get off of that. So you're probably talking about a minimum of AdSense on $500,000 to $600,000, okay? If the video does, or the movie does up close, anywhere from, let's say, 10 to 18 million views like the first episode of Escape the Night did, okay? Plus, let's say you get a $200,000 to $300,000 sponsorship on a once-in-a-lifetime Joey Graceffa movie. That's low. There are sponsors that would pay $500,000 to $1 million just to be in a Joey Graceffa movie, okay? Now you put Joey's money, his earnings from this, he hasn't put a cent into this yet, okay? At about $900,000. So he could let's say if he took $500,000 for himself, that's a $500,000 salary, okay? He's got remaining $400,000, which he could split between 8 actors, not including himself because he's already paid himself. So that would be approximately 7 actors, okay? He split $400,000. That's $57,000 for 3 weeks of work. Now, I don't think that's too bad, all right? For YouTubers that want to build their careers. I think Manny MUA could probably use $57,000 right now. I'm just saying, okay? And I think Rosanna Pansino could probably use $57,000 right now. Plus, at the same time, they can still film on their Instagram, TikToks, YouTube videos, okay? This is not a 24-hour-day thing. If these people are creative and they're hard workers, they can still be making money on their other platforms at the same time that they're getting paid $57,000 to work on this, right? So you're talking about a $500,000 profit for Joey, minus whatever taxes he came for his dream project, for his audience that was funded by you. Now, I've just proven in about 15 minutes, with a plan that I came up with in 5 minutes of doing research last night, how you could do this, okay? I went in and I looked at several different movies last night that came out just in the last couple years. For example, when you look on here, hold on a second, like here's my Moonlight. When you look on there and how long it is, it's an hour and 51 minutes, okay? Also, one of my favorite movies that's listed on the best of every Christmas movie every year is called Tangerine. The director filmed the entire thing on an iPhone. The budget was $100,000, okay? It has been nominated for major awards. Shot on an iPhone for a budget of $100,000 and starring non-professional actor, Sundance hit Tangerine is this year's awards underdog. That was from November 8th of 2015. The follow-up film by the same director was called The Florida Project and has major actors in it and was filmed for a budget of $2 million, okay? So please do not tell me, and here are all the castles that you can rent, just so people don't believe that I'm not doing my research. So please tell me that you can't film a video for $156,000 to give your audience the experience that they want. Oh, by the way, we're not talking about an award-winning film, okay? We're talking about a follow-up to a 4-part series. Y'all want gotcha moments? I wasn't trying to get one, but there you go, okay? What I said, and I actually think I was really kind to Joey in my video that I did, you know, and the super fandom, y'all need to get over the super fandom, okay? It's a lot. What I said was that it made me sad that somebody that had a career as long as Joey's, okay, that had written books, done all these integrations, done all these collaborations with other people and things like that, okay? Came up with Escape the Night, which I think was corny as hell, but a lot of people loved it. 18 million people watched the first episode. It got pretty consistent views through the years. Isn't creative enough to come up with his own idea, okay? Like, that to me is crazy. Where did he come up with his money to film, and the hair and the makeup and the costumes and the special effects to film the 30 to 90 second clip that he did where he was in the diner to promote the movie? Where did he come up with this? Oh, he must have put his own money into that, so he could put his own money into that to expect that other people pay for this, right? It makes me sad, you know? My only issue with Joey Graceffa is that he's never come out and talked about Colleen Ballinger, right? His friend that he has benefited greatly off through the years. And he still supports James Charles. Other than that, hey, girl, do you, okay? Have all the fake relationships you want in the world. I could care less, okay? I really could care less. People are like, you're so mean to him, blah, 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 whatever. I was fair to Joey Graceffa. I was a lot fairer to Joey Graceffa, trust me, than I would be to other people in the same position. I think when you come out and you raise that much money and you say, well, because I didn't, it's like punishment to your audience. Because I didn't raise $1 million to $500,000 or $500,000 to $1 million, you only get a 20-minute video. I have just proven to you through Moonlight, through Tangerine, through other projects out there, I proved it in the other video the other day, that with $156,000, you can do a lot for your audience and also accomplish your dream project at the same time. Oh, did I mention that Joey Graceffa would also make $500,000 minimum? Okay? Who knows what that AdSense would look like, and who knows what kind of sponsorship he could get. He could easily make $1 million off of this project that was funded by everybody else, by you, the audience, okay? Oh no, but that's not good enough. You're only getting a 20-minute video. No, I wasn't maybe as fair as you wanted me to be to Joey Graceffa, but who I was fair to was his audience. Because I think a 20-minute film is bullshit for people that gave their hard-earned money for a 1 and longer video. But who gets punished? The people that donated the money. The people that have stood behind Joey Graceffa the longest. But you go believe his lies, right? Peter Monn's mean. But Joey Graceffa's not a liar because he said it's not a seller's market. Go ask any real estate agent, okay? You know, listen. I'm always talking for the audience. Since day one when I started my videos over here, when I was talking about a beauty influencer, it was to educate you guys so you knew whose pockets you were putting money into, all right? I'm not telling you to unfollow Joey Graceffa. I really, to be honest with you, I don't think Joey Graceffa is that problematic, you know? I think he stayed out of it a lot. I think it's funny that he did a video several years ago, and yes, I do my research, and I do remember this, that Joey Graceffa came out with a video years ago that's like, I've never been in any drama, and then his best friend, who he called his best friend, gets in the biggest drama you could possibly get into, which isn't even considered drama, Colleen Ballinger, and nobody ever thinks that Joey Graceffa could come out and talk about it. Oh, but what people say is, Joey Graceffa doesn't have to talk about it. Daniel Prada doesn't have to talk about his alignment with James Charles. Manny MUA doesn't have to talk about his alignment with James Charles. Raw Beauty Kristi doesn't have to come out. You don't get to dictate what she talks about and what she doesn't talk about. You don't get to do that. She doesn't have to talk about these things, right? But she should. But she doesn't. But he doesn't. But they don't. But I did at the beginning of this video. But I'm not anymore. And the next time that somebody wants to send that shit to me, what I'm going to say is, I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to address it. That's the excuse you've given to all these people. Well, that's the excuse that I'll be using from now on, you know? And I hope that y'all get your 90-minute movie from Joey Graceffa. I don't know why Joey wouldn't want to do it. You couldn't stop me with $156,000. I said this in my video the other day, and I'll say it again, because I have known it and been reached out to by a lot, okay, of graduating film students. You know, let's not forget that movies like Paris is Burning, that was a documentary that is still famous today and groundbreaking, right? Was a project that a doctoral student did, okay, for her doctorate program. There are a lot of films that have been filmed by students. Don't tell me a film student graduating or still in school wouldn't die at the opportunity to be gifted $156,000 to make whatever movie they possibly can make. That is a lot of money, okay? So cry me a river that you felt like I wasn't fair to Joey Graceffa. I feel bad for his fans that are begging for an Escape the Night movie. You think I could care less? I won't even watch it. I didn't watch not one episode of that show, and I ain't gonna watch the movie either, whether it's 20 minutes or 4 hours, okay? Make it the fucking Escape the Night Lord of the Rings. I could give a rat's ass. I ain't gonna watch it. I don't care, okay? And I don't have any hatred for Joey Graceffa. If I met him, I'd be like, hey Joey, how's you doing? I like a perm. You know, I don't have any hate in my heart for Joey Graceffa. I feel for his fans that have supported him this long, okay, and bought into all this bullshit, that they're not getting a 90-minute film. That's what makes me sad. We won't even come out and address it. You don't even come out in a video and address it about why you're turning it from a 90-minute film. I mean, I would feel like I needed to come out, even if no hater in the world was talking about that, would eat me alive at night. I'd be like, I need to tell my audience that's so invested in me why I'd be on video and be like, God, I'm trying to come up with ways that I can figure out how to do this for you guys. For you guys, right? No, but let's turn this into Peter Monn's the bad guy, because Peter Monn, you know, brings it to light of what it is. I don't think Joey Graceffa is a bad person, not at all. I think it's sad. It shows that he lacks creativity. A lot of people were saying in the comment section that he doesn't do anything unless there's monetary value. I just proved how he can make $500,000 to $1 million off of AdSense and a sponsorship. Why wouldn't he want to do that? That's $1 million. I don't know, but $500,000 to $1 million is life-changing money to me. Maybe it's not to Joey Graceffa. Maybe it's just dust. I don't know. But you couldn't stop me, okay, on that. And get my audience what they wanted and get to work with my friends and build the careers of up-and-coming hairstylists, costume designers, you know, filmmakers, YouTubers, actors. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody. That's what I was trying to say. So anyway, let me know what you think about all that in the comment section below. I see the sun coming out a little bit, so it's going to be a nice night at Ultra. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.